So nice to see people already in the chat. Let me go ahead and turn this down. There we go. Turn that down. There we go. That's how that works. I'm actually learning how to work all this stuff. So thank you so much for joining us this evening. We are going to talk about some interesting things. I made some notes, so we're going to have some fun. I see that Mikey's here, and Sleepy Bear, I believe, is also here. It's kind of nice. The screen is backlit, and the print is a little larger. Not much, but a little larger, and I can actually read it. So that's good. That's a good thing. If you don't hear me, give me a frowny face in the chat room or something. That's important. We've had problems. If you were here at our second episode of the live meeting, we actually had a sun flare occur right when I started everything up. And it messed up the password, and so the handshaking never happened, and it was totally broken, and what a mess. Hey, Jim. It is, luckily, the weather is not that bad. You know, it's funny. Right when I said that, I looked at my screen and it flashed. So I'm not sure. I hope we're not going to have problems. There's a server that we're on, and hopefully that's going to make it a little easier for us to chat. And of course, feel free to put whatever comments you would like in the chat room. I do not edit these videos. If I do, all the chat goes away. So they're raw, okay? What you see is what's going to be played next to it. So keep in mind, here especially, we live and act according to the Scout oath and law, okay? So it's just like a troop meeting. You have to be kind and courteous, okay? Those that are not will not be allowed in our chat, okay? So definitely keep that in mind. Always be courteous to one another. We have a member in the house, Ken. Ken, thank you so much. Ken is one of our channel supporters. He helps financially support what we do here. It's amazing. And if you'd like to do that, if you would like to get involved financially and help us out with the channel, that is great. Wonderful. Okay. As you can see in the chat room, Ken has a green icon, fleur-de-lis, next to his name. It changes colors. I think it starts off blue, and then it changes different colors depending on how long they've been supporting the channel. It's amazing. I am totally blessed with people helping out with the channel, and that is fantastic. So if you'd like to get involved in that, please hit the join button. There'll be a little video where I explain what goes on and all the neat things. Now, they also get benefits too. Members, they get a longer video every week, and they get it in higher resolution. So that's a definite plus. And that actually, I think we've set it up so that it comes out just before the ad-supported video, which is shorter and lower res. So, if you'd like to get involved, that's one of the perks. You also get all these nice little emojis and all kinds of neat things along with that. So definitely look into it if you would like to become a member or supporter of the channel. So it looks like we have some comments here. Lafayette, Louisiana. Nice. Fantastic. Okay, we got some, last week I really messed up all the settings in my editing stuff that runs this whole thing. I messed it up bad, and I had to reset a lot of stuff, and that caused some problems. I wanted the chat to be on the screen, so I didn't have to read it and bore you with that. That's something that a lot of other live chats do. Sometimes I'm just going to I'm going to try to see the chat. It's really small. Looks like we have some people here. Blue Ridge Mountains Council in Virginia. Fantastic. Virginia is beautiful, absolutely gorgeous. A little cool right now compared to Florida. So it is one of those things. Let's see. Good evening from... Alrighty. I see Pennsylvania, and we've got so many different scouters and scouts coming in. Now, keep in mind that a lot of what we do on the ScouterStan channel is meant for the adult leaders. That being said, there are a lot of youth that also enjoy the videos. It is fantastic that they're getting into it, and they take what they learn back to their unit, and that's quite a thing. So definitely that's something. So if you're youth, that's fine. There's nothing. We're not oriented towards the youth, so we don't really talk about a lot of the youth stuff. We mainly deal with leaders. And of course, we are building the leaders of tomorrow. Now, if you'll notice, my throat is a little sore, and I'm a little congested. I think it was 3 days ago, my wife was notified that she actually had been exposed to COVID-19. She went through the weekend, and she has it. So it tested this morning, and because we're in the same place and quarantined together, I probably will have to go through it again. It'll be my second go on COVID. So, eventually you build up immunity. So that's what I hear. So, but I'm starting to get a little sinus stuff going on. So, but we're handling the COVID stuff. We're quarantined. We're all locked down. Next week or so, we'll just stay away from everybody. We'll do everything electronic like this. So you can't get COVID through Zoom and Meet, any of those things. So, all righty. It looks like we have some more people coming in. Tampa Bay Council. Awesome. Looks like, let's see, Northern Star. Awesome. Yeah, COVID is kind of strange. It's one of those things. It's not like the flu. It's kind of weird. It starts off smooth and then gets crazy, and then if you're relatively healthy, and thank goodness my wife and I are pretty healthy, we don't have many issues. So that's a blessing, but we're able to get through it. We've done it before. Both of us went through it back early in the lockdowns and all that stuff. So, but this will be our second go, I'm sure. But I'm pretty confident we'll be fine. But recently we did 4 episodes since the last monthly meeting, and we did talk about some subjects that had a lot of responses. First year at summer camp. Now, if you're a leader that's taking new scouts, these are the Weeblos that just crossed over to summer camp, it's going to be a challenge. If you've never done that before, homesickness, you're going to need several adult leaders that'll be contact within camp so that you can handle homesickness. That's a normal thing. And going through all the things that first year scouts go through, it's a natural occurrence. Luckily, most summer camps, most BSA summer camps have established programs for first year scouts. So when they go off to camp, they do all the scout skills. Okay, they start getting that ball rolling all the way to first class. So, and that's a great thing. Some get very elaborate, and some are just first year emphasis. So, and they have all different names. And I believe the video we talked about all of that, and we even got into some of the stuff with firecrafters and fire starter. That's another name. I mean, I've heard several different names for the first year emphasis, but fire starters is interesting because it was something that goes beyond. It goes to second year and third year and so on. So it goes up notches as you go to those summer camps. And it's only given in the central part of the United States. So I think it's southern Illinois, all the way down into Texas, the top part of Texas. So it's just that areas, those camps, very select camps have that program. So look for it. Every camp out there has a program. So definitely look for it. I put a ton of links in that video. So definitely look for it. The next one we did was new members coordinator. Do you have one of those? A new members coordinator can really turn your troop around. A lot of troops are dealing with parents that just drop off their children. Okay, those scouts are just dropped off and the parents disappear. With a new members coordinator, you can actually develop a plan for the families to come in and start seeing what's going on with the unit. This is a great pool to pull from for the rides to camp, help with the popcorn drive, all the different things. So that's the wonderful thing about the new members coordinator, is that they work with that. And they also do the recruitment, and they get involved in that too. So, those are some of the things that are out there that could really turn the unit around. It is amazing to me how many scout leaders say, I wish parents would just step up. That would be great. Well, you have to give them a reason to, okay? They have busy lives, and it's important for them to know that they're important in your unit, okay? So have a place for them to land, okay? And a reason to come in and not just drop their kids off. This is a great pool for that. And the new members coordinator is critical to successful units. Every unit that has one that I know of has tripled in size, and they don't have an issue on any problems with leadership, okay? And nobody gets burned out. It's a wonderful thing. So definitely look into that video. That was a critical one that we just put out. Then we went into Nova Award. Now, Nova Award is really cool. I didn't know that much about Nova. I'm honest. I knew it existed. I've known about it. Back when I was a kid, it was called STEAM. They took the A out. I don't know, that meant art went away. So science, technology, mathematics, all that stuff was still in there. But, and there was some debate, and then members had an extended thing where I actually talked about the art part of it. And you got to have it in there. I think it's inherent in it. So whether the A is there or not, that's up to you. I'm old school. I like the art part of STEM. Looks like we have some more people that are jumping in here. I'm going to look at this real quick. Looks like we have Pack 21. Woo, New York. That must be upstate New York, I think. Is that, I can't even pronounce that. Chichid something go, New York. So, let's see. We've got Rochester. That's cool. When I was a kid, upstate New York, my father was the council executive of the Saratoga Council. And this Camp Saratoga is where we ended up living for a while. That was a while back. Wow, that's golly, mid-70s. I remember as a kid, the firing range and the waterfront were all real close. It was pretty interesting. But Camp Saratoga is still there. That's the amazing thing. So, but upstate New York is absolutely gorgeous. The apples and all those apple orchards, and nowadays they have wine orchards. It's amazing. So, looks like we have Troop 64 in the house. So I'm going to give them a good salute. There we are, from West Virginia. Oops, I said that wrong. It's West by God, Virginia, right? Yeah, I got it. So, being a country boy, that's what that is. Mountain, looks like Mountain Men Camp. There we go. Mountain Men is also another big one. Trailblazers, Mountain Men. There was a whole list I had. Let me look here real quick. We had there was a bunch. I just kept finding new ones all the time. Mountain Men. Looks like we had all first year, first class. That was another name that they used. Let's see, Wranglers out west was popular. A lot of the campsites out there on their websites had Wranglers, and Wranglers was their first year stuff. Mountaineers, that was the big one up like I would say Washington State or Iowa, those areas. That was all Mountaineer. So that was another one. And Firestarter, so that was another one. So they had different ones that were out there. So let's see. We got a few more coming in here. We said, yes, thank you for the good luck with COVID. It'd be my second go. The first time it wasn't so bad. Maybe I didn't get it as much, but we'll see. So, Mountain Men. Okay, I said that one. All right, new members coordinator is a new idea. Yeah, it is, and sometimes the parents may be scared of uniform, so the new members coordinator may wear a T-shirt that says welcome on it. Okay, so, just keep it simple. Don't overwhelm the parents. Don't scare them away. It's like new scouts. You don't want to scare them away. They want to get involved and do all these things, but parents want to do it, but they have to have a reason to come back. So that's up to you. You need to have a good coordinator that does that. Does it have a patrol? It does have a patch. There is a position patch for Ken, to answer your question. It does have a patch. There's a patch for that. It says welcome on it. And I think there's 2 or 3 different varieties of patches. But like I said, sometimes they don't wear uniform. They might wear a T-shirt or a polo or something like that has an embroidered logo on it that just says welcome. Okay, they're kind of the welcoming group that works with parents and deals with them, brings them in, and makes them comfortable and to involve themselves into the troop. It's a critical thing. We got to do that. That's super important. My unit has an ASM that handles new parents. That's great. That's wonderful. Assistant scoutmasters are great in that role. They know what the scoutmaster knows. They've been trained like a scoutmaster. And so they're going to be able to answer a lot of the questions and be able to deal with them and basically handle any of their concerns. So and that's great. But the new members coordinator is a position that's specifically for parents, for new parents especially. And that's to get them more involved, to create a pool of adults that you go to and say, look, we have a fund drive coming on where we need popcorn sales to happen at certain places, and we need adults that have gone through YPT, of course, that could go and help out, just help at the table, make change, that kind of thing. So These are things that come up all the time. And if you're relying on a core group to do it all the time, you're going to literally wear them out. And that's not good. You need to get parents involved and have them step up, but you have to have a reason for them to do that. This is that thing, that new coordinator's position that helps with that. Let's see. Yep. Okay. Ooh, Troop 216 Sioux Falls. Congratulations. Fantastic. Glad to have you aboard. It's wonderful to have these troop leaders come in here and tell us all kinds of great stuff and ask questions. Ask questions. It's okay. I can usually make out the questions that you got. All right, Ken. Cool beans. I like it. All righty. You know, that's the thing about those coordinators. They're cool. They have some pretty cool things. Now, I was talking a little bit about Nova. I didn't know that much about it. I thought I did, but I didn't. So when I started to do the research, Luke C., I won't embarrass him, so Luke emailed me, and he was extremely proud of his son, who had just achieved a supernova as a Cub Scout. It's a major accomplishment. So, and those novas are awesome. So, definitely do that. So, and don't worry that there's no A in STEAM anymore. It's STEM, so it's okay. So, but that's kind of where that all started. So, lately, international scouting. Now, this one came up. Let's see. I think it was suggested. I don't think. Okay, I didn't write it down, but I was actually at a district function. I believe it was roundtable, and some questions came up about international scouting. We have a unit that goes to Scotland on a pretty regular basis, and that unit it's a venture crew. So there was a lot of questions that parents had. And first thing, I'm like, okay, and I'm looking around. I'm trying to read all the square knot books that people are wearing, and I'm looking around, and I see one of these, and I go, that's the person. It was just like that. It was awesome, okay? And that's the neat thing about all of the things with those square knots. You can see them, and that's the person that could answer it. Sure enough, they knew all the answers. Because they had done it. They had been there. They had actually gone through that process. Now, in the video, I go through all of the categories and what you can do in each category. So you don't have to do everything that's in that video. You only have to do, I believe it's 6. Let me I gotta make sure, because you're gonna hold me to it. I know it. Okay. Let's see. I believe it's 6. You have to do 6 requirements from at least 3 categories. You can do one for each category and an extra. So, you know, that's the neat thing about it. There are 5 categories. Yep, 5 categories. And they have different themes in each category. So definitely watch that video. You will be amazed. There are scout leaders out there that have already done 6 or more of those requirements. They just need to do the paperwork now and get that square knot. That's the beautiful thing about it. All righty, I see that we have a comment in here. All righty, Rough Riders was... Okay, I believe that the question... this says Rough Riders was... Okay. All right. So thank you, Ken. Thank you. I got your stuff. I believe a question came in. I'm not really sure what the question is. It's more of a statement. So I'll leave it for you to read, and we'll continue to talk. Now we talked earlier about becoming a member, and Ken is a member. the fee for joining, I think it's like $4. I think that's all it is. It's $4. That's monthly, and you get so much more from it. They get extended videos. The videos are longer, usually 5-6 minutes longer. We cover a little more detailed right in the middle, and that is something that the ad video does not cover. So that's the wild thing about it. It is one of those. It is additional, and it is higher resolution. I think it's in 4K, so that is a better view as far as the video is concerned. We originally had it set up so that the videos were separate. They were actually an addition. And one of the members actually brought up the point that because these are not advertised based, okay, all of the other videos are supported through advertising. The members' videos don't have any ads. And there was a whole bunch of little ad placements in the standard video, which they had to see first. And then they would see the non-advertised or the non-affiliated video. Well, we changed it. We tried to put that video inside the main video. So there's actually 2 videos every week that we're putting together, one for members and one for the people that just want to watch the regular videos, and those are the ones we put out. So, and that way it's you're getting your money's worth, okay? That's for sure. Plus there's discounts and stuff that's out there in the store. I think I have a new hat, I was told. But that's in there. So these are things that come up with members. Members get individual access directly through the channel. They have their own. When you become a member of a channel, you get your own little tab, okay, at the top for members, and you click on that, and you can see the members only chat. The stuff that they're talking about. I do surveys. I asked them, we had enough members now where we could add a new emoji. And I said, what do you want to see? And I think it was the WOSM logo that they wanted as an emoji. So that's something that they did. Ken's got access to that. He could put it up there. But, that is kind of neat. You can do it through the chat area. They have their own emojis, as you've seen, like the thumbs up and things like that. But there's Scouter, I think it's just called ScouterStan. Let me double check here. I believe that's what they're called. They're just emojis. Oh, it's over here. Nope. I think what it was is I was doing it and I wrote it on the notes and I saw it on there. Yeah. Okay. Scouters. I believe you can actually type in an emoji. I had no idea you could do that. But if you were to put in :Scouters, all lowercase with an S, Scouters, another colon, and WOSM, WOSM, and another mark at the end, it actually brings that logo up as an emoji. I had no idea you could type those things in. I thought you had to go through and select them. I didn't know that. But there's always something new on this. I'm an old dog, so sometimes my tricks don't work. So let's see. Okay. Live meeting. Yes, we have this live meeting every month. It's the first Sunday. Yep. Let's see. Okay. Congratulations, Phil. Awesome. That's awesome. Apparently you got his beads. Okay. My beads at Troops Court of Honor. That's awesome. Fantastic. Everyone that has gone through Wood Badge, we all know how hard it was to get our beads. Those beads are are earned, and they are difficult. They're not easy. This is not simply go to the training and get the certificate. You have to actually do stuff and get it approved and get it signed off and do all those kinds of things. So when you see somebody with wood badge beads, they've done stuff. They've actually done stuff for their district, their council, their unit, whatever. They've done stuff. So it's not like they went to training and that was it. So congratulations. Wood badge is for many people, it can be life altering in a very good, positive way. I know, see, 3, maybe 4 couples that met at Wood Badge and are happily married now. So, this is something that it's eye-opening. So if you're not a Wood Badge and you haven't gone through the Wood Badge course, think about it. It is well worth the fee. It is amazing. Now, when I worked on staff at Wood Badge, I was stunned that every single minute was actually planned. Every single minute, where logistically, where everything was. It was amazing to me, all the stuff that went into actually putting together a Wood Badge, the training course. And then I was, what do they call that? I was an assistant to the scoutmaster of the thing. So I was actually a troop guide. So, and I had a whole bunch of adults that I mentored towards their beads. Okay. So they went through their ticket, and that was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Now, that being said, if you're a youth, you need to go to NYLT. Okay. That's the equivalent for the youth. And us adult leaders, all of us, especially Wood Badge trained, we're all going to tell you, go to NYLT. There's even levels of that. You can do NYLT at Philmont. Okay. It's a national level, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, that's amazing, the training that's out there. And we are creating really good scouts. And that's the wonderful thing about scouting, is that we're putting these programs out there. We're teaching people how to use the Scout Oath and Scout Law and turn that into leadership. That's the beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. All right, Phil. All right. Hello, Stan. Scouter Phil. Old Scout from Troop 25. Wow. 25 in Puerto Rico. Cool. It's I was working with a troop that was kind of an outreach troop, and they were getting a lot of scouts from Puerto Rico were coming in, especially after the hurricanes. They had some hurricanes, and a lot of families immigrated into the United States. And Orlando, Florida, we have a lot of families coming in from Puerto Rico, and their scouting is incredibly strong there. I was stunned just talking with the scouts coming in from Puerto Rico. Scouting is looked up to, whereas in the United States, a lot of people look down at scouting. Okay, where in Puerto Rico it's totally different. It is meaningful, and it is meaningful here in the States. But I just think that maybe we need to work on that media a little better, get a little bit on our side. But it was just amazing, the camp that's in Puerto Rico, and all the they have their own OA, and of course it's treated just like it's a state, so all of the stuff that's the same, it's the same handbook. It's in Spanish, but it's the same handbook, same photographs. I mean, it's the same requirements. Because it's in another language, it doesn't matter. That's the neat thing about it, is that they come over and all of that transfers with them. So I was able to mentor, I think, 2 of those scouts to Eagle. So it was awesome. It was just awesome. Quite the honor to be with those young people and those families. Oh my gosh, great families, and they are so involved in scouting. We need to do that with. If you're in Texas, okay, we need to do that. If you're out in the middle of the country, okay, if you're in Illinois, we need families to get involved, okay? There's people that come from a small island, okay? They come to the U.S. and their families are immensely involved with scouting. We need to kind of carry that through. We need to keep that going. We need to keep it going forward. That's me on my soapbox. So let's see. I got some more other stuff here. See, the thing is I ramble on and I don't look over and see these. Alrighty. Puerto Rico camp. Yes. I can never pronounce the camp's name. It's lengthy, and my Spanish is terrible, so it's almost as bad as my English. It's pretty bad. Let's see. Yep. All right. So there's a lot of stuff going on throughout the United States, and we need to keep this going for our scouts. They deserve a well-trained leader, and make sure you do your training and get that done. That's super important. I don't see a whole lot of questions, and Ken is here from. I have. I think he's the only member of the channel that's here. Otherwise, that's fantastic. I mean, it's nice to have more members. To look into that. You could try it out for a month, and if it doesn't work, then that's fine. I'm good with that. At least you gave it a shot. That's fine. Looks like we are good on schedule. Are we on schedule? I wish my vision was better. That would be nice. Ooh, looks like we're doing really well on time. Don't see any other questions, and I believe I've got most of this covered as far as what we have done in the past since the last meeting. So we have covered quite a bit, and as far as people coming in from other areas, scouting is international. I touched on that a little bit with when I got into the I think it's the International Scouter Award. When I talked about that, what is interesting is the transatlantic, and a lot of the stuff in Europe transfers directly into the U.S. program. So if you're in, say, Germany at a U.S. Military base, okay, or you're in a different country throughout Europe, throughout anywhere, those things that the scouts work on there instantly transfers over to the U.S. So when they come back stateside, it's very easy for them to go directly into a scout unit and get going on it again. So their merit badges are there, their rank advancements are there, and all that stuff. So as an adult leader, don't be too shy of people coming into your unit that are from other places, okay? Military is famous for coming in from all different parts of the world. It's very easy for them to take their scouting experience from Europe and bring that into your unit, and it is amazing. Okay, so don't be too shy of that. Make sure that that you talk to them and you get them to give presentations and maybe bring in some patches from different countries. It is just amazing to really enjoy the world of scouting. We have so much going on throughout the world. Scouting is a world organization, so that's critical. Looks like, did we have something else come in? I saw the whole screen move. It's funny. I can see the movement, but I can't read the words. They're so tiny. Alrighty. So let's see. Oh, let's see. Will you be something? And then the whole thing moved. Okay, there you are. Let's see. Let's see. Will you be attending the BSA National meeting? But don't believe I will be. Okay, this is in May. I believe that's in May. I don't believe I've gotten any kind of information on that. That'd be cool. I'd love to go. If it's local, I think it's in Atlanta. Yeah, so that's considered to be local. Believe it or not. Even though it's a good day drive up there. But yeah, that would be fun. I would like to go to the national thing. That would be cool. Provided I get through this COVID thing. Oh my gosh, I thought we were done with it, but nope. So yeah, it's important. So, have you ever seen a troop offer a Troop Scout of the Year? Yes, I have. Something points meetings. That's up to the troop to do something like that. They could do that for their Court of Honor. They could do the troop member of the year, that kind of thing. Our district here in Central Florida, we do Scoutmaster of the Year and Cub Master of the Year and Den Leader of the Year for the previous year. So if we're giving the award this year, it would be for 2022. So that's kind of the range as far as timing wise. So that's something that can be done. Of the year, it's fine. You could definitely do that. And within the unit, you can do that too. So it could be Scout member, okay, or you could have the new member of the year, or you could have a point system, or whatever you want to put together. Now, you got to keep in mind, you got to keep the Scout oath and law involved, okay? So you got to be courteous and kind and give everybody a fair chance, and you have to keep all of the things going that's very Scout-like. So keep that involved. Don't single anybody out for something that would be negative, okay? So that wouldn't be too kind, would it? So that's something that Scout leaders need to look into for their youth, and even their own Scout leaders. I've had Scout leaders that have done very negative awards to adult leaders, and those adult leaders just phase out. They leave, and that talent is lost. So you have to be positive in any kind of awards that you put out there, unless it's done and everyone knows that it's done in a fun way. You should always be positive. Okay, so that's the thing. We need to be courteous and kind, including our adult leaders. That is something that's very important. I've seen that happen. That's not good. Alrighty. Attended Wood Badge. Yep. Okay. It was amazing. Yes, the classes are intense. Let's see. Yep. Many new friends. Many, especially for Scouters, adult leaders. When you're in a Scout unit, you only see the committee chair and the treasurer and other Scoutmasters and stuff like that. Or in a pack, you're very closed as far as how many you see. When you go to Wood Badge, everybody there has a unit. Everybody is part of a unit. So it's you're getting into the family, the local family of Scout leaders. And that's the wonderful thing about Wood Badge. It becomes a really family-oriented thing. So definitely do Wood Badge. That is, friends, you will You will make friends at Wood Badge that'll be your friends to the end. So, and that is one of those very key things to do at Wood Badge. It is amazing. So, getting into it. Congrats on getting your beads. Yes, definitely. It's so hard. It's not easy. You have to do stuff, right? At first, it's not easy. So, but I tell you, Wood Badge, you will always enjoy what you do at Wood Badge. The training is phenomenal. There are people that have actually joined scouting just to get the training at Wood Badge. Believe it or not, stunning. Okay, that happens. Just always, just amazing. We had a staff from another state. Family is large. Yes. Tell you what, getting staff for Wood Badge is a critical step for the person running Wood Badge. That takes a while. It is a huge commitment when you join the staff of Wood Badge. You're looking at maybe a year, maybe a year and a half of just getting ready, just training, monthly meetings. I mean, it is involved being on staff. Once you've gone through that training for staff, and you've done the training and the presentations and all that stuff that goes with Wood Badge, from the staff standpoint, for most staff, like the kitchen crew and all those individuals, they're done. They move on to another scouting thing, whereas a troop guide stays with their people through that patrol method and actually works with them as they achieve all the different points of their ticket. So that's the thing about staff members. So, for instance, I did staff. It was 1 year of training. We did in 2 weekends. We did the actual presentations that we planned for a year. We worked on it. And then we did the 2 weeks. But then after that, for, I would say, probably a little bit over a year, I worked with all the other members of that patrol to get them to finish their ticket. And that took a year or more. Well, actually more than a year. But luckily, I got all of my owls beaded. They all got beaded, which is great. So looks like we have a fox. Watch out. With the bobwhites, the owls, and the eagles are always afraid of those foxes. Well, I'm glad we don't have chickens. That's the thing. They get into the chicken coop. So, but yes, foxes, bears. There's so many different critters. These are the critters they talk about. They've kind of narrowed that down a little bit, so it's not as big of focus as it was back in the day, whatever that means. So they have definitely calmed that down a little bit. It was getting a little out of control, but that's patrol method. That's classic Baden-Powell patrol method, is howling like a wolf, or digging your foot in the ground like a bear or a bull. Not a bull. What do they call it? A buffalo. It's amazing. Okay. So, these are things that they do, like the little Bob White call that they do for the Bob Whites and the eagle scream. And it's amazing. It's amazing. So, but let's see, our female troop. Yeah. That's one thing I've, now that you mention it, yes. Female troops or girl troops, part of Scouts BSA, they're 4 years old. That's true. I think that's wonderful. Being on the advancement team for our district, when the very first Eagle Scouts came up for Eagle. The person who was the chair, I was just assisting him, and we went, and it was two girls, and it was the first time, for our district. No, they'd never had a girl Eagle Scout court of, the actual process of interviewing them and talking to them and stuff, and going through that. And Jeff, the other scouter I was working with, we actually flipped a coin who would go first. So luckily I won. So I was able to actually go through that Eagle border review, and that young lady was incredibly sharp. I was amazed. I wish that some of the young men that I had talked to was that much on the ball. This young lady was definitely Eagle material, so I had no problems. I didn't ask any different questions. I asked the same questions, and but she gave better answers. She was more to the point. It was a quick interview. So I really can't go into any of the details about that because we want to keep them private and confidential. So I did do a series, which actually predates a lot of the other videos on this channel. If you have a chance, it's an Eagle Mentor series that talks about, I believe it's a two-parter, that talks about the actual process. And that's from the Eagle Scout Mentors standpoint. So definitely look for that series. Later on, I'll put up a thing in the corner there. It won't be there now because this is live, but I'll put something up there to go to that list, and that'll help you out as far as getting that. I also put it in the description too. So where it says read more, go ahead and click on that. I'll put it down there too. So, but definitely, I was absolutely amazed. But it's been 4 years. That's amazing. Okay. Now, granted, it took 2 years for these young ladies to make it to the border review. Same thing is true for gentlemen that are young men that are going through that process. They take that same amount of time. So, 4 years. That is awesome. I think it's great. I work with two girl units, and they are both awesome. They do high adventure. They do all kinds of canoe trips and stuff. They're just amazing, okay? They're just incredible. And they are, both of them are attached to boy units. The girl units and the boy units, they're attached. And they use similar equipment. They might even use the same committee, so which is fine. There was a video on that that we talked about that. So that's totally fine. Why invent the wheel again? Okay, that's my big thing. To have two units, and one has canoes and the other one has canoes. Well, why not have both of them, store them together and have just the canoes? Okay, so that the resources aren't stretched thin. So that's one of those big things about it. I have 4 Eagle Scouts in my troop. That's awesome. That's an eagle's nest. Those are your future scoutmasters. Those are the future leaders of the unit. They are a great inspiration, that's for sure. We should have 4 more this year. So you're going to have a total of 8. You might have a whole patrol. That's a whole patrol of Eagle Scouts. That's awesome. Wow. This is something I did touch on earlier, and not many units take advantage of it. Did you know that a patrol can actually go camping Now, of course, they have to have the adult leadership to help out on that. But a patrol by the patrol, could go camping and do an adventure on their own without the troop. Okay, just the patrol. Patrol camping is possible. So look into it. There's videos on that too. So think about it. Think about it. If you had all those Eagle Scouts and they went and did an adventure, okay, like, I don't know, and it depends on where you are. If you're in Central Florida, you could go to the Space Center, have all these Eagle Scouts go to the Space Center. You arrange it right, you could definitely go do a weekend camp out somewhere. There's so many things you can do. It's just amazing, all the things you can do. Ask the scouts what they want to do. That's a possibility. Here in Central Florida, we have astronauts and space, and I can watch rockets go up right in my front yard. So, that's the wild thing about Central Florida. We are so into that, and have that available. So you could probably work something out in your area. Something to think about. Whether it's climbing mountains or going to the ocean or sailing or canoe trips or hiking. There's a lot of units that are right along the Appalachian Trail that can just go hiking, Imagine a patrol that does that for a weekend or a week. It could be a week's camp. That's a possibility. These are possibilities that you can do as a patrol. So that's the wild thing about it. Let's see. Get a hold of some other units. Yes, you could do that. You could actually combine different units. You can have different units come together. You can split the cost of a lot of things. I know of several units that love to go out of state for camp. I don't know really why. We have one of the best campsites around, which we use all the time. Maybe that's why. I don't know. But they go out of state. And it's extremely expensive if you don't have enough to fill a bus. Because you have to pay for all the seats, even the ones that are empty. So it gets really expensive. So, that's something that you have to consider. Maybe you could work with another troop and you both go up on the same transport. That's possible. That is a possible thing. So work those things out. Those are things, those make good tickets. all you Wood Badge people are thinking about it. So, yes. But, you definitely can share the cost. Scouting can be expensive. And if you're just getting into it, and, if you just have one of your youth that are involved, it's expensive. Imagine if you had 3 or 4, okay? It gets way expensive. And imagine, I had a scout leader, it was costing them just for a weekend to do camping, somewhere in the neighborhood of about $500. It was very expensive because the scoutmaster and his wife were both leaders, so they would have to go. And they had 4 kids. So those 4 kids go. So all the fees that are involved in that. And, they were going, they were swimming with the manatee, which is a big thing here in Florida. So they went all the way out to the coast, and they got the wetsuits and the rental and the outfitter and all that stuff. It got really pricey. Well, they also have 3 dogs, so they had to put them in the kennel. So it added up. Oh my gosh, it was extremely expensive for them to get involved. So if you could work with the families and work with other troops for going to summer camp, that's awesome. Okay, or camporees or campouts or stuff like that. It's totally fine to have all the Eagles. If they have like 3 Eagles in the other troop, to have all the Eagles come together and do a camp out, an adventure. That's totally fine. Now, of course, YPT has to be observed, and of course, you have to have your adult leadership there. So, and if it's co-ed, like for instance, a crew or a ship, that's something that you gotta think about. So keep that in mind. So you always have to keep the rules in mind. That is so important. Okay, we got a buffalo in the house. Watch out. I smelled something. So see, that's that wood badge thing coming through. It's just no, wood badge is a lot of fun. But the old buffalo, that we sing songs, adult songs. We always tell them that we always sing in the key of L, loud and lousy. So that's the key of L. So foxes, yes, and we have buffaloes. Yep. I was a Bob White when I went through as a scout leader. So you probably have heard this. And then I went through staff, and they put me in the Owls. And the Owls adopted me. So I became not a Bob White, but I became an owl mix, which they lovingly refer to as a bowel. So I'm a bowel. So it's a Bob White and an owl mix. So, yeah, that's me. So that kind of sums up my my wood badge critter. It's used to be a good old beaver too. Yeah, there's beavers, and there's wood badge order. You learn this in staff. There's a wood badge order of critters, and that's wood badge is something. Okay, it is critical for leaders that are out there that don't know what we're going on about. Look into wood badge. Wood badge is the ultimate in training for getting all there is for scout leadership is in wood badge. So big ad for them. So yeah, go to wood badge. Go to wood badge. Oh, did I mention? Go to wood badge. That's the thing we used to do, that and feedback. Feedback's a gift. Don't forget to open it up. Alrighty. Well, we've got the beavers. We have beavers and buffaloes. We've got a bunch in the house. Oh, my. Let me double check our timings, make sure that we're not going over. I just don't want to go past too many minutes. Let me make sure that, I can't find things. Because I'm almost blind, okay? So you can tell by the glasses. They're getting thicker and thicker all the time. Looks like we are good. Okay. But yeah, it is it's a critical thing. Oh my goodness. But as far as wood badge, definitely go. You guys are awesome. And those links, I will put them down below, and I will definitely put them off. If you haven't become a member of the channel, and these are members that help me out, okay? I'm semi-retired, and I still like to eat. Okay? So, and it doesn't pay for anything. And I spent a lot of time on this, a lot of dedication on this channel. And because of that, I have people that help out. And it's channel members are one, but Patreon too. Patreon is another way to help out. And they're wonderful. They get the videos before anyone else. So, and that is just, they're fantastic. The video for this week, it has been a little bit delayed. The script had a new rewrite yesterday, and we are planning on doing some filming if I don't have COVID. It's very difficult to have a fever and a cough and all that kind of thing and do a video. So in case you've missed it, my wife does. She was actually tested positive this morning. with COVID, and so we're going through it again. And hopefully the second time around it's not too bad. She's doing pretty good. We're pretty healthy, so there's not a problem with that. So we're looking forward to getting out of quarantine next week. But while I'm in quarantine, I can be on video. If I'm not sick, I'll be fine. So it'll be great. Better late than never, that's for sure. Go to Woodbadge. Look forward to getting to Woodbadge one day. Yes, definitely. Woodbadge is one of those courses that was designed by Baden Powell. He actually said that it was a critical thing for all scout leaders to go to Woodbadge. Some Woodbadges in different parts, I don't think they do that here in Central Florida, but in different parts of the United States, they might have a Woodbadge just for venture crew. Look into it. They might specialize. But a lot of Woodbadge is Cub Scouts and Scouts BSA, and of course crews and ships and even explorers. So, the leaders, the adult leaders of those groups can come to Woodbadge all together. It's amazing. They take you through the whole scouting programs, part of the training that they do. So it is amazing. Okay, when they finally figured out, when they're looking at the schedule for the staff, and it's by the minute of the day. I mean, you have X amount of minutes, and if something happens, you can use this reserve minute. It is incredibly involved, and because we have so much material to pour into scout leaders, it is just amazing. So I can't say it. I keep talking about it over and over and over again. That is wonderful. So, but definitely look into that. I believe we have Powderhorn. Yes, Powderhorn is training for, I believe it's for venture. I don't believe that it's Sea Scouts. I think that's just venture is Powderhorn. So I'd love to go to Powderhorn. That'd be awesome. You get to learn a lot about high adventure stuff. So it's a different type training. It's not Woodbadge, okay? Powderhorn's great, and it's intense, but you also have Woodbadge is the ultimate in training. So Powderhorn is really cool. I'd love to go. I would love to go. We haven't had a Powderhorn course offered in my council for quite some time. We're working on it. Okay, we are working on it. We're going to get more crew involved, more venture crews out there. So that's a matter of time. We will definitely get them involved and get them up and running. So that's the critical part there. Schedule issues. Worth going to Woodbadge another council. Yes. Is it worth going to another council for a Woodbadge? Yeah, it actually is. It's the same course, okay? Should be the same syllabus that's used in all of them, okay? So that's critical. But you can definitely go to another council, start it there. There wasn't really a meeting with my patrol that I was guiding. I was their troop guide. There wasn't another meeting after the initial training. So everything was done over the phone. All the mentoring and saying, hey, let's work on this part of the ticket. Let's do this, let's do that. That was all done through the phone. So if you're out of state, that's fine. So that happens. I think one of the people that was in my patrol was a professional scouter. So he was never available for a meeting. So he was off doing stuff. And I believe near the end when he got beaten, he was at another district, another council as a DE. So definitely could go anywhere. Woodbadge is one of those things you can do at another council. Totally fine. There are some councils that have so many wood badges and they do it so well. You may want to look for them. I know that the Atlanta Council, I'm just speaking from the South, okay, from the Southeast. The Atlanta Council has a great one. I know that the Central Florida one has an intense wood badge, which is really good. All of these are credited, okay, so they're all very syllabus oriented and they're good. They're really good, all of them. I believe North Florida has one too. And Tampa, there's one over in Tampa that's incredible. So you can go out of council. That's totally fine. That's totally out of state. You could do it, no problem. It is an expense, that along with your fees for the course, you'll also have to deal with travel and accommodations. During the course, you probably would be staying at the camp. So, but it's before and after. So that's definitely a possibility. Yes, it would be a nice change of pace. Now, keep this in mind. It was mentioned earlier that they met a lot of friends at Wood Badge. If you're from, say for instance, you're from North Florida and you go to the Georgia one, all the people you're working with, it's the same course. It's the same stuff that you're doing in both courses. But if you're from North Florida, none of the North Florida people are there. So you really don't see the local instructors, the local presenters. You're looking at it from a different council. It's not that that's bad. You just miss out on a lot of the camaraderie. Now, granted, Wood Badge is pretty intense. Your patrol, no matter where it is, no matter where they end up later on, after a year, most patrols, but some of them are not in scouting anymore, or they might be more intensely in scouting in another state. So, they move around. But your patrol's always going to be there. But if all the side patrols and the people that do the presentations and all those things, if you're out of council, you don't get that. They will not be there. They're going to be up in Atlanta, or they're going to be in another place where you did the actual thing. So if you can, at best, you want to do it locally. Okay, I would say that's the best case scenario. But going outside, if for instance, they have to have a certain amount of people doing the course and they don't make their minimums, they cancel the course. Well, you should definitely do the course somewhere. And that might be, if you're in Central Florida, it might be Miami, it might be Tampa, it might be North Florida. If you're in those areas, vice versa. So this is something you can just work out, but it is the same course. It is the same course across the nation. The whole nation has the same course. So definitely look into it. As far as NYLT, it's very similar. NYLT also is the same course, same syllabus. Comes from National. It's approved by National, and it's the same syllabus used in every camp that offers NYLT. That is definitely a possibility. So let me see if there's any more questions. We're gonna kind of wrap it up. Don't run away. So let's see. Yes, it's nice for a change of pace. If this is something that becomes optional. Once you've done the Wood Badge, if Wood Badge changes the course, they go through a rewrite or they rearrange things. I think they did that a few years back. And if they change it, you have the option of taking it again. But you still have to do the ticket. You still have to do all the stuff that's involved with it. And go through that beating process. You basically surrender your old Wood Badge to go to the new. So it's an option. Okay, so if you're doing that in a different area, that might be new, something different. You never know. But as far as the program, the actual syllabus, the things that they are going to present, should be identical in everywhere you go. Should be, okay? So, and other than a different camp, venue, people, presenters, different staff, different cuisine, that's a big thing. I'd love to go to Louisiana. That would be awesome. I have some great cuisine. New Orleans is that would be a great place to do Wood Badge. If you're a foodie, that would be the place. So, yes, you could do that for a change of pace. You can always sell it that way, but there are a lot of pros and cons either way. So definitely look into it. I think we have a question about IOLS. Okay, that's the Introduction to Outdoor Leadership Skills. This is, let's see, the vision is kind of blurry. There we go. There we go. In my council, boy, I need better glasses. My vision is really bad. Something about IOLS, the council to the north got to see another council does things. IOLS, yes, that's a wonderful thing to do. You could definitely join the staff of that if you're going to be doing some district stuff, and then bring that back, the stuff they do that is different and better. Different presentations can be done differently. And a lot of times it's location. So, whether it's, teaching a knot is the same no matter if you're here or on the moon. But if you're like fire starting and different tracking skills and stuff that you may want to emphasize within your outdoor leadership skills, that's different in different places. Something to think about. So that might be something you want to do there and then bring to your unit. So that's definitely a possibility. It was nice for a change of pace. There we go. Yeah. All right. IOLS is one of those things. There's lots of different ones. Yes, we eat well in Lafayette. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm a big believer in the Big Easy. Well, even Red Stick. Anywhere in that, I'm a Louisiana. I love that stuff. So I love that food. But it is definitely a different cuisine. You have to be kind of used to it. Central Florida, we have, I don't know. It's probably the most New York town you'll find in Florida. Orlando, because of all the people that have left New York and came to Florida end up in Orlando. So it's quite surprising. But we have all different peoples in our state, so which is wonderful. I think it's a beautiful thing. So, but it looks like we are coming up on our time, but it has been so much fun being with you. I really have to work on this to make sure that the screen actually puts these things a lot bigger. When I'm working on scripts or something, I have to have it really big in order to see it. My vision is not what it used to be. So that's for sure. But definitely. Oh my goodness. You got me thinking, Ken, I might just do that. I might just go out there, go to camp there. I guarantee I'd love the food. So that's for sure. That is one of those things that it's not the same, you could put hot sauce on anything, so it's not the same. Tell you what, it is such a gift and a blessing to be with you people, and it is wonderful. Scouting is wonderful. Scouting people are wonderful. You guys are awesome. So I really am blessed to have you a part of our family here on this channel. This is just wonderful. And I really do thank all the things you do. And I know, I'm looking right at you. I know you sacrifice and you work so hard for scouting. And I want you to know that I know about it. And I'm grateful for you getting involved in scouting. It is such a blessing. And we are literally changing America one scout at a time. The Scout Oath, Scout Law, those things matter. They count for a lot. They matter. And I know you know that. So, and I thank you for doing that. It's so important. This is important stuff. So, but I believe our time has coming up. I can't find it because my eyes are blurry. I hope that's not the COVID. Was it last time? Oh, it's going to be a fun week. I might be just a little hoarse. But thank you so much for all that you do in scouting, and everything that you put forward is just so, it's a blessing. It's great. And keep doing what you're doing. And of course, like always, I'll see you guys, all of you, on the trail.